All right, so it looks like we got ourselves a huge release from Jordan Brand approaching. This is a sneaker which many people would refer to as a grail due to its rich storytelling, color blocking, as well as quality. Now, when these first dropped, they weren't an instant hit, say like right out the gate, but rather a sneaker which over time people grew to love and appreciate. And even at the peak of sneaker reselling, these joints you can find on reselling platforms such as StockX or GOAT listed for over $1,000 plus. But now with the re-release right around the corner, the same sneaker which people once praised, they're now calling them bricks, saying they're gonna sit. And for sneakerheads, that's actually great news. So of course, we're talking these shattered backboard Jordan 1s, a sneaker which when we first heard about everything dropping this year, I would say even with all the heat releasing, this was still one that topped a lot of people's lists. Now, these were originally set to drop coming up real soon, but apparently have now been pushed back to August. And we'll let you know that Jordan Brand has special plans for this release. I mean, it's even including this special box right here, which of course does feature the element of like a shattered backboard and everything like that. But in order to truly understand the appreciation and why this sneaker is so great, we got to kind of take a look back at the backstory, which just really quick. This one comes off the story of MJ playing some type of exhibition game back in Italy. So of course you guys see the uniforms. He dropped 30 and the big story, of course, shattered the backboard. So paying homage to that iconic moment, Nike and Jordan Brand decided to drop the Shattered Backboard 1, which released all the way back in 2015. But what a lot of people forget about this original release was these weren't an instant hit out the gate and actually did drop alongside the debut of the Yeezy 350 V1 Turtle Dove from Adidas and Yeezy. So as you can imagine, that was a sneaker which was so groundbreaking at the time. You know, it was so trend setting that a lot of people may have kind of turned their back as far as these Shattered Backboard 1s, but over time, people definitely grew to appreciate this one due to its color blocking. You know, people did learn to, again, figure out the whole storytelling aspect and everything. And this was one that was praised, you know, for the leather quality. A lot of people said it had like beautiful, perfect, buttery leather, more of a premium feel to it. So as you guys can imagine. So the Turtle Dove V1s, when them joints dropped, it was pretty much all about like comfort, technology. And a lot of people looked at these shattered backboards as just like old 80s tech that was getting kind of played out. But of course, Jordan Brand did drop from 2015 through 2017 a whole bunch of classic OG Jordan 1s, from the Chicagos to the Bands to the Royals. So on top of these shattered backboard 1s, this is one that over time, you know, people grew to appreciate. Of course, the Jordan 1 at that time became like a staple in streetwear. And these shattered backboards just continue to rise in resale. So of course you got good old StockX who keeps track of all of the data as far as like reselling and everything throughout the year. So here we got the OG shattered backboard 1s, which when they were first reselling for like 400 plus, then as you guys see here at the peak, we're talking 2021, these joints were selling for like over 1,600 bucks, which is absolutely insane. So of course over time, you know, them joints was such a big hit that Jordan Brand continued to release more shattered backboard themed sneakers, keeping the story and the legacy alive. Even coming up this year, we got the first look here at the shattered backboard Jordan 3s, which actually are releasing as a woman's exclusive, which these ones of course ain't touching nothing close to the OG shattered backboards. But as you see, Jordan Brand, you know, they're continuing the legacy and everything like that. Throughout the years, we've seen various shattered backboards from the 2.0s, 3.0s, even some mids, you know, all kind of crazy joints in there, but ain't nothing touching that OG very first pair of shattered backboards. So coming up here in 2025, we got to look here at the upcoming release compared next to the 2015, and just based off the first looks, quality looks good on here. Of course, we got the special box. Everything is pretty much spot on as far as the OG specs and all that right here. So with that being said, you would expect this one to be a big hit, but of course, you know, with a huge flooded market of Jordan Brand releases, some people are saying these joints could low-key be brick. So this dude right here chimed in talking about, I wouldn't be surprised if they sit. Orange isn't a popular color for the typical shoe shopper. The hype of this shoe is pretty much confined to the sneakerhead community. So what do you guys think about that one, as far as like the shattered backboard being like a Grail type sneaker, one that many people have been chasing for years now? Do you feel like that's more so limited to just like the sneakerhead community? I mean, I think he does have a good point there, but I would say that, you know, over the time, this is one that rather than just like sneakerheads known about, sneakerheads have pretty much grown. Like shoes aren't the same that they were back in 2015. 10 years ago, Nike and Jordan Brand, they've definitely expanded. You guys saw the big boom with reselling and everything like that. So sneakers, I would say, even though it doesn't feel like it, are actually more popular than ever. And I feel like as far as these ones right here, while you may feel like it is limited to just the sneaker community, I think these ones are like regarded as a grail by just about everybody. But with that being said, remember, Jordan 1s don't seem to be just as popular as they once were. I mean, of course, you did have the Bread 85, the band joints, which Jordan Brand dropped. Them were limited to just in-store releases, so tough to get your hands on. We also saw the UNC Reimagined release. Of course, Reimagine, you know, people say that they're tired of like the age look and everything. Them joints were sitting their bricks. Pretty much every Jordan 1 that we've seen drop this year, you could snag them their own sale from somewhere. So with these shattered backboards, man, I feel like this one is a wobbler. Again, once praised as a grail, now people are saying these joints are bricks. So jump in the comments, man. Let me know what you guys think about this upcoming release. I did want to highlight Just Fresh Kicks just because you guys know, like, this is more of like a casual sneaker page, so I did want to kind of gauge the audience reaction to this sneaker right here, which I would say based off the looks, they're looking great. As y'all see, the leather looking real nice on that one. So this dude put must have. All right, so somebody put glad they're not reimagined, tired of that off-white sale BS for real. Yeah, it seems like that's what most of the consensus of consumers would say. This dude put knee. DeAndre talking about looks buttery. But then you got, of course, Brad Smith chiming in, talking about bricks, not reimagined enough. Yeah, he's definitely a casual, man. Coach Wade talking about good tumbler. This dude saying 5. Jaden Daniels talking about I need 3. We got this dude over here talking about it's a must cop for me, like for real, for real. And then somebody talking about need 2 pairs. So my other one. So regardless of what everybody's saying, I don't know, man. I just kind of have a feeling about this one. I know so far historically Jordan 1s have been sitting pretty much all year. It's not as trendy as they once were, but I don't know, man. I know these are going to be dropping in full family sizing, but for some reason, I just feel like Jordan Brand has a little special trick up their sleeves for this release. And with this beautiful color blocking, the orange on here, I know orange isn't like the most popular color and everything, but I don't know, I just got a special feeling about this one. And while most people feel like these are probably gonna be bricks or whatever, I could see this one actually surprising a lot of people being a sellout. Now, am I hoping that that's the case? Not really, because, you know, just for sneakerheads, they love a great deal. People have been going crazy, spending so much bread with so many great Jordans dropping that maybe this is one that could go under the radar. Maybe it'll be a little more underappreciated and potentially could go on sale at a later date. But we're months away from the release. Originally supposed to drop this summer, have now been pushed back to August. We'll have to wait and see if they officially do drop in August or if Jordan Brand has any other plans. But it looks like for now, we are starting to see some early pairs hit the wild. So it'll be interesting to see what resale prices are looking like pre-release and how everything goes down once these joints officially drop. Because you already know, as I've just explained, so rich in history, the storytelling, the quality, and these joints are just a solid, clean pair of Jordan 1s. So let me know, are you guys excited for this release? Do you feel like potentially they could be bricks, or will this one shock many people and be an instant sellout and continue the legacy of the Jordan 1 shattered backboard? Salute guys for tuning in. I'm J.A. I'll catch you guys next time. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. If you enjoyed the video and made it all the way through the end, let me know by hitting the salute down below. Salute guys, love.